There's a problem when you hit your stride too early in a series. You shoot for the stars, you burn hot, and suddenly by season 2 you've introduced your most iconic characters, killed off the fan-favorite love interest in a tragic soul-ripping climax, and turned your charming vampire boyfriend into a psychotic hellspawn. So what happens when the smoke clears and your lead decides to dip out? Your supporting cast starts splintering, and the new blood arrives already dripping with angst and leather jackets. You scramble to find your new emotional core, and not everyone makes it out narratively intact. Welcome to the Snake Pit, where we're full of bile and venom. I'm your host, Snake Damon, and today I'm dissecting how Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 3 tried to pick up the pieces and glue the Slayerverse back together with magical comas, confusing romances, and fatherly snakes. So after yeeting her vampire boyfriend into a demon portal at the end of Season 2, romance goals, right? Buffy returns from her self-imposed exile to find that her friends are still salty, her mum's emotionally exhausted, and Principal Snyder's Napoleon complex still hasn't shrunk. Season 3 kicks off with Buffy literally falling back into her old life, but let's be honest, the show was already warping under the emotional wreckage Season 2 left behind. And then Angel drops from the sky, naked like a cursed Disney prince. Apparently the powers that be resurrect people with the grace and subtlety of a failed Uber Eats order. And sure, he's traumatized from centuries in hell, but at least his pecs are intact, so let's count that as a win. Season 3 wants to be about healing and growing up, and to a degree it succeeds. The core cast is evolving, and there's a clear effort to move the story forward. Giles getting canned by the Watchers Council is a strong moment. He's more dad than handler now, and honestly, it's about damn time. But the Scoobies? Let's talk about them. For people who routinely face death and destruction, they sure hold grudges like it's high school. Oh wait, Buffy kills her lover to save the world, disappears for a hot minute to grieve, and returns only to be greeted like she skipped class to smoke behind the gym. Empathy is apparently not an elective at Sunnydale High. Then there's the Xander and Willow arc. Years of teasing Willow's unrequited love, only for the actual romantic payoff to get dumped like yesterday's subplot. They kiss, get caught, and the entire thing just fizzles like a wet firework. It's not even a tragic moment. It's a narrative convenience. The writers seemed less interested in resolving it than in wiping the slate clean for other drama. Now, let's open the Faith file. She bursts onto the scene like a Slayer-shaped grenade, sexy, dangerous, reckless, and by mid-season utterly predictable. The idea of a Slayer going rogue has weight, especially as a thematic mirror to Buffy's own trauma. But the execution wobbles. Faith spirals into cliché territory almost immediately. One accidental murder, a sprinkle of moral conflict, and suddenly she's in bed, figuratively and almost literally, with a snake-loving mare. It's drama by numbers, and the show leans on her so heavily as a chaotic foil that by the time her eventual coma rolls around, it feels more like a mercy killing for the script. Let's talk about Mayor Wilkins. He's not bad per se. In fact, he's refreshingly quirky. A germophobic, family values big bad who treats his apocalyptic scheme like a school science fair. The charm's there, but the menace, not so much. His big plan is to turn into a giant snake on graduation day. Yes, we ditched ancient vampires and soul-eating hell dimensions for a discount Godzilla rampaging through a high school gymnasium. And for the record, that snake looked like it crawled straight off a PS1 loading screen. He eats Snyder, cool, but the stakes feel cartoonish. Snyder's death got more laughs than gasps. Not great when your finale hinges on it. Oh, and before we slither too far, let's not forget that awkward Buffy Angel date. Because when your entire relationship is built on chastity and tragic longing, there's nothing quite like accidentally watching people get busy on a movie screen. I've seen Hellmouths open with more tact. Who pitched this scene? Hey, let's emotionally torture the main couple for no reason. Viewer engagement, baby. Despite all that, I can't pretend there's not value in Season 3. The snappy writing still here. The Monster of the Week episodes still deliver. The emotional highs still sting, especially when Giles gets his father's love moment. It's not a bad season, it's just a season that's clearly picking up after a narrative earthquake. It limps through its own growing pains, knowing full well that half its cast is prepping their exit strategies. Cordelia's off to LA to pretend she's an actress, Angel's brooding his way into his own spin-off, and Faith's off to Dreamland. It's like the writers already had one foot out the door, and the show reflects that fracture. So yeah, Buffy season, the 3rd of May, hold a special place in fan hearts, but for me, it's a bit like watching your favorite band try to follow up their magnum opus with a decent, if overproduced, B-side. The hits are fewer, the tones shakier, and the emotional beats wobble like a stake through jello. But at the end of the day, it's still Buffy, a glorious, chaotic, monster-slaying mess. Thanks for dropping by the Snake Pit, where we thrive on untapped potential and lost opportunities. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell, like the video, and leave your opinions in the comments, where naturally I won't read them. Until next time, stay venomous.